any second now. So, let's see here. What are we going to have for a troll today other than Ice Rod Cave?
Other than Ice Rod Cave? I know, I guessed Hammer last time and I was right. Let's go with something different, though. Let's go with...
I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're starting with Beetorf in a bottle. And already a map check. Desert is a Crystal 6, and Eastern is also a Crystal. Hera is a Pendant. So already these two are starting with Beetorf. That is pretty good. And only hearts from the poultry, unfortunately.
Well, you take what you get.
Yes, we're immediately seeing what the hidden passage has, and it has. Well, hi there, Bombos.
Well, we're not going to see what we saw last night at this time.
Yeah, Bombos is kind of trolling. And the uncle only has a singular rupee. I think Ninban is going to safely quit. Yep. So already some pretty interesting items for the start here. As far as what I think we're going to be trolled with, I think we're going to be trolled by a Forced Aga. That's what I'm feeling today.
Aga 1's not even that much of a troll so far. Although I haven't seen it as much. In the first week of V27, it seemed like every seed was an Aga seed, but it's calmed down a little bit.
Yeah. And we are immediately seeing a lumberjack check. We'll see what the bushcraft has. Just more hearts. Wow.
I don't know how many kills you need for tier 2 tree pull, but Diesel's already at 4 kills.
That's 4 exactly. So that's another item, and it's only 20 rubies there, so it's not required. And yeah, the pulls are 1 to 4, 5 through 8 onwards, and then 4 exactly without taking a hit.
Okay.
So yeah, we don't have an Aghanim required seed for the lumberjack cave, but we could have one for somewhere else, and just a piece of hearted mushroom.
Yeah, I reserve my judgment. As soon as I get lamp, I in V27, I think Aga seed. So if we see early lamp, I'm half expecting we go to Aghanim.
And just a bomb booster at the Thieves Hut. It's 1, 2, 3 kills for the first pull. Okay. I got mistaken there slightly. Also love how all these palette changes affect the NPC sprites in some way.
Yeah, the fact that Link's palette is shared with a number of sprites, so when you actually change the palettes for Link, then it can mess with some of your. Well, I'm not even sure if it's that Link shares palettes, or whether they just have to, or whether the skin creators have to share palettes, type of thing.
And Ninban was trying to sell the bee for some money. Unfortunately, releasing it instead. I don't actually know how that fully works.
Nor do I.
We're seeing a sick kid check all the same. And just some ammo.
No early money, so yeah, Ninban's play so far is going to be as good as you're going to get. Bombs!
Get some bombs, that's very nice.
Big bomb. And Diesel realizing he doesn't actually have a bomb to open that hut. Does he have the money? Oh, I didn't think so.
3 rupees shy. So he's trying to grind a bomb here. There is one 50-50 right there in those bushes that he's lifting.
Yeah, see, this is where I do the same thing that Ninban does. I sort of go, I'm gonna YOLO the bomb spots because there's still 4 guaranteed locations in each bombable area. Even if you don't get any, you're still likely to either get enough rupees to buy bombs or to get bombs.
Yeah, so Diesel finally does get his bomb, and we're seeing the well now.
Yep.
100 rupees.
So, free bottle vendor as well.
Yes. An arrow booster. It's really kind of annoying when you get 100 rubies on the bottle vendor. And just a heart container, really, from all those items.
Yeah. Not too much to speak of yet. What have you got for us, bottle vendor?
The lamp!
Hey, guess what we're going? Guess what? I'm already guessing the seed is now.
I'm starting to think I required too, but we shall see. Both players are in Chicken Hut doing a little high five there. We're seeing a chicken clip on Diesel's part. And a synced arrow booster.
So Ninban with a little bit of an early lead just due to the gamble of finding bombs in one of those chests.
Yeah. And buying 10 more bombs here. Pretty smart play. And we'll check
I forgot that Ninban hadn't done Sick Kid yet. Has he done the tavern yet either?
No, I don't think so.
He'll know. We'll see him do what he needs to do right here. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he went north to south, which was the smart play.
Yeah.
And only 20 rubies behind the bar. And we'll most likely see a library check at this point.
Yeah, no reason. We'll see the library check. We'll see the race check. Let's see if anyone decides to gamble the race game. I know I've decided that I just gamble the race game. It's just a gamble that I take.
Well, if they need an extra heart, that's right there.
Yep. Ninban is not gambling the race game.
Checking it, though. Smart play. And it's just another heart container.
And for the early game, that's sort of what I've decided. Is there's so many things that can be there that I want early game that's why I just gamble it.
I mean, I sometimes want the early heart containers in case I don't find a mail right away, but...
Well, and that's sort of it. I'm like, I'll even take a piece of heart there early game a lot of the time. It's like, okay, I wasted 15 seconds. But if there's something good there, you also have to go all the way back around just to get there.
Yes. Now,
the gamble works both ways, of course.
Yes. Now, just so we're clear, just because they have the lamp does not mean Aghanim is required. They still need a couple more items. And even then, they might find the items elsewhere to make it so that Aghanim is not required.
And for all we know, lamp is more important for unlocking either Landmolas or unlocking Death Mountain or something like that.
Yes.
Lots of things that lamp can do early game, or back of escape.
The only way...
Back of escape, dark room escape.
Yeah, the only way that Aghanim will be required is if they have no other means to get to Dark World. Or in a very niche case, no other way to get to the Palace of Darkness area of Dark World.
Yeah.
Or even in even nicher case, cannot get the big bomb to the pyramid.
Yeah, but that still just requires hammer, from what I understand.
Yes, well, they can get to the east side of the Dark World with just the flippers.
Oh, right.
And there's the Book of Medora and a lift upgrade! So, now the old man is on sequence. Desert is completable.
Desert. I must say, Desert's the bigger one, yeah.
Desert? Oh, wait, they are missing one item, potentially.
Well, and you can't kill the boss.
Not right now, they can't know. That one item they are potentially missing is the Pegasus boots. It could be a required Pegasus boots because of the Desert Torch. But Ninban is going to check Ice Arcade. We shall see if that holds up. Getting another one of those hidden bomb locations. They are scattered throughout the high roll. They are really worth your time finding.
SDiezal, unfortunately, is going to be a little sad about this gamble in a bit.
No, they haven't checked Aghanim yet. Yeah,
but SDiezal doesn't have the book.
Yes. But this could be big in another way. Nope, I stand corrected. It's just a piece of heart. And speaking of piece of art, that was at Ice Rod Cave, so right away, your usual curse is broken.
For now. The other side of that is Ice Rod being somewhere dumb and being skipped. Not like that being said, that's not that uncommon, but
oh, in the bottom of the sanctuary, we have the single arrow.
not a lot else.
Now, it is a meme that it validates your run, but I like to think that it's the one singular arrow, the final arrow you use to slay Ganon.
Not yesterday.
Yeah, not yesterday, unfortunately.
It got fired off at the start of the game.
Yeah. Diesel using the golden bee to good effect, or the good bee. Using it to clear the land molas and getting to these items without any issue. He picks up his book as well as his lift upgrade. And he does have the lamp at this point. He did buy that.
Yes, he did. Both players have lamp. So let's see where our first weapon is.
Well, we have a green pendant and Turtle Rock!
Okay, then.
Thank you, Sir Hossela, for the hint. We need more hints like that, actually, now that I think about it.
Cuts out a lot of items that... Well, the thing is that you can get that hint for the 5 and 6 crystals. The problem is it's in the Dark World, so you don't need it.
Well, I mean more so in general. Like, maybe a hint, like... There's a whole bunch of NPCs around the world, like, fortune tellers and, just storytellers that are, for the most part, I think are not used.
Yeah, I think a lot of them even retain their original text.
Yeah.
If you ever talk to someone and they're talking to you in Japanese.
In the randomizer, that means they have not been adjusted. And we're having an Eastern Palace check.
Fake flippers from SDiezal here. Nicely done, first attempt.
Big key right away in the Eastern.
We'll always take that.
And
Hylia Island, the big 20.
Yeah, 1 of 28. But let's not. I'm not gonna dwell on what ifs or anything like that. If they implement it, it'll be pretty good.
Let's see if this archer's amazing. Oh!
He's trying.
Okay,
oh,
we're
lost
good.
sight of him.
Another big 20.
And just the 10 arrow booster.
Yep.
I was sitting there, I thought Ninban punched it with the stun hit, but no, that was the boomerang. Very quickly inputted. And Diesel looks like they are heading towards Sir Hossela now.
Yep. No one's made the early gamble yet. And by that I mean to,
Oh, hello!
There's the hammer.
And with that...
Aghanim is dead.
No, Aghanim is not dead. There is one...
Well,
the most
Aghanim is dead outside of Pyramid having Moon Pearl.
Yes. That is right now the only way Aghanim is required for this seed now, folks.
So you will not see these players go to Aghanim unless they've cleared every other location on the map and haven't found the Moon Pearl.
Yes. Now, interesting little fun fact.
And on top of that, they'd still need to find a sword and either another sword or a cape.
Yeah. So an interesting little fun fact is, if you have the flute and the Titan's Mitt, the Moon Pearl can actually be a checkerboard cave. I've had that happen to me once.
Or in desert if you don't have book, but that's not quite as interesting.
Well, that also requires the mirror. But yeah, that would require mirror anyway.
It would require mirror as well, but also the Titan's Mitts.
And Armos has our last item.
Come on, old man, have that bow.
Well, Ninban is not heading that direction.
He's going desert.
Oh yeah, they have a weapon to kill. Yeah, he has almost everything he needs.
Yep. So unless we've got a key on the torch,
or the big key, that's not even more important.
Well, a key, either key. Either key's on the torch. We're technically boots locked.
We are not boots locked if the.
You are still boots locked. You can finish the dungeon, but you're still technically boots locked.
Oh, you are?
Yes, because you can still sequence break a small key from the back to do the side room, and the logic takes that into account. Because if you do that, then you're key locked from finishing the boss.
Well, you may say that regardless of the torch there, but you forget that there is one chest that does not require a key at all.
No, I know the big key can also be in the middle chest. I'm aware that the big key cannot be locked behind boots, but desert is considered boot lock if either key is on the torch, regardless of where the big key is.
Okay.
So in terms of the logic, Landmola's is boot locked if either key is on the torch.
Yes. And all that means though is boots are not in there.
Boots or anything behind boots, yeah. Or anything behind what you get in Desert Palace. Both ways work.
But we are seeing the desert check here.
Yep.
Diesel about to realize Armos has that last item. Where did Ninban pick up the boomerang, by the way? I missed that.
I'm not sure. I'm feeling he probably got it in Eastern and Diesel has it as well, but I'm not sure.
No, because the first item was 20 rubies. And
okay.
there's that big key. Ah, Saraslo's hut. Alright, thank you. And wow, okay, we're not boots locked yet.
Not boots locked.
And we don't need those bombs. Not unless we're desperate.
No, yeah, we don't need those bombs.
So there's the big key opening up the small key, which will open up 2 more items.
We are never going to be desperate enough to come back for those bombs.
Ooh, excuse me.
Where are you going, Ninban? You're skipping 2 items? 2 item locations? I guess last item can be on Landmola's, so it's not an awful gamble.
No, and if that's the case, you can just re-enter the dungeon.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a bad gamble at all. What's down here? I thought it was just like rupees. Oh, it is just rupees. Okay.
And the single arrow. But Ninban, getting that money, while that doesn't seem like important, we do have to keep in mind Zora has yet to be paid for.
Yeah. It was more rupees than I thought. I thought it was a blue or a big 20. But a 50 is a decent ways. SDiezal's gonna go ahead and do escape, which is a very fair play now that he has a hammer.
Yes. And
that'll be 4 well, actually it won't be 4 items. It'll be 4 locations, but I think 2 of them are the map and the key.
Yeah. And if he doesn't find either one of those, that means he doesn't have to go to the dark room.
Yeah, it is the map and the key. So yeah, if he misses one of those, he won't have to go to the dark area.
And here we are at the first guard checkpoint, as I call it. And
there's the key.
Yep, the small key. Meanwhile, Ninban is about to begin their Landmola's fight. Hammering Landmola's is not the easiest thing to do if memory serves.
No, not the easiest thing, but
it's doable.
Yep. It's 2 hits. 3 total hits out of the 12 he'll need. I think that was a 4th hit.
I don't think he got any hits. Meanwhile, I didn't quite see what Diesel just picked up in the second checkpoint.
quite timing right. This might go very poorly.
Bombs, alright. Diesel has to be
Oh,
kind
we found the burrito? Good times.
Oh, the map. Alright, so that means there is an item in the dark room.
Yep. Which is why he's setting up a death warp. Oh, the full refill!
The 4th heart piece. Rip.
Ninban being really careful here, of course, because he can't... We got the 1 heart left.
Yeah, just being careful.
1 more hit.
1 more hit. And with that last slam moles, it does do an 8-way shot, so can't exactly get close. And there it goes.
How worth it was it?
The map! The item's on the right side.
Yep.
Now, we'll see if that's an important item.
If it's a sword, he'll be a little upset, I think. Although, granted, you know, depends on how much better you like fighter sword over hammer. Hey, look, some bombs!
Hey, look, some bombs we don't need. Yeah, I do not doubt Ninban will check. Yeah, he's going back in.
Well, you have to check everything, because you don't have Moon Pearl. You have literally no reason to skip anything.
Now, you know what I want to see is actually that it'll be somewhat of a troll. I want to see the mirror here.
I've once had the mirror on the torch, and the boots were on Landmo. I'm like, that's like just not trolly enough to be trolly.
Well, I wanted a mirror because that means they have access to Hera.
Hookshot, still have access to Hera.
Yes! I was hoping that they had an item that would take them to the east side. So there we go. Desert, they're leading out in spades.
Yep, so now we've got, 13 items available to us?
We have 8 on east side, we have 3 more on the left, and 2 more in the... Yeah, 13 items, holy crap, you had that number right.
Sorry, 12, because we don't have the mirror.
Right, they can check the 13th though.
Yeah.
And,
well,
I know they can... Oh no, they can
check Ether too.
So yeah, technically 14 items to be checked, 12 can be gotten.
Yeah.
That's a lot of items there.
Yep.
And there's Gary the old man.
Will Ninban make the same gamble? Shouldn't make a huge difference either way. Oh god, OPT. Those seeds are silly.
And the old man giving him a heart container.
Which way are we going, Diesel? So we're gonna get the hook shot right away.
Yeah. Diesel will realize that. And
he might leave Landmo for later.
I would not put it past him. And Ninban is checking Spectacle Rock, which is a smart play. Only 20 degrees on top of there. What is inside?
I'm gonna take this walking away as being we're still doing Landmo now.
There's another bee in a bottle. Wow. I couldn't quite tell if they've changed the overworld sprite to tell you if it's a good bee or not. I didn't quite catch that. Yeah, here we go. Ninban heading over to Paradox Cave, or as I like to call it, Mountain Hype Cave.
Mountain Hype Cave, indeed.
We've had this place be loaded in the past.
Bug
We
net.
have the swag net.
Wegnet, best net.
Yes, but now we come to the main event. There they are. 10 arrows, 3 bombs. So far, not that great. Piece of heart. Piece of heart. The Moon Pearl!
There it is.
Aghanim is dead. Well and truly dead.
Unsurprisingly, given that we still don't have a sword or a cape.
And Ninban is going to keep going.
And we only have
and
one.
I completely forgot. He can also check the floating island.
True.
And it's just an air booster. And wow, Ninban is taking a
I think he didn't want to. He just realized he didn't actually want to do that.
Yeah, he's leaving Hera behind, but Hera is a pendant dungeon.
Well, we'll see if he's leaving Hera behind or not. Because he might still go back to Paradox Cave and go back up there.
Yeah.
With that little wiggle that he just did.
I mean, checking Ether would not be a bad idea at this point.
Yeah, checking Ether's also nice.
20 rubies.
And yeah. So yeah, looks like we'll be ascending again.
Yeah.
So not the order you want to do this in, of course. The reason that we're talking about this. So you actually want to go do Hera first, and then come back and do Spiral Cave, and then just save quit from there.
Yeah, because this way he wastes maybe like 30 seconds to a minute climbing back up.
Yeah. Although to be fair, the other travel time is not insignificant either. So you got to go all the way across the bridge, all the way to Hera, all the way back. So to be fair, this one-way travel time here, 56 seconds.
And Diesel has slain Lammolas while we've been talking.
Yep.
And we are getting an ether check, although Ninban getting a quick hug, ambush hug from a dead rock just coming on screen.
Yep.
And just Couch Cash moving right along. That is actually 20 or 50 rubies, so nothing too major there.
Nope.
And here we go with the
he has no issue seeing that.
Or a pendant Hera play, rather. And downstairs we have 20 rupees. So if this is small key, that means that lamp was required.
Yeah, which key do we have here?
The small key.
Small key.
So it's time for a break.
Yep, nothing new and interesting happening for a little while here as SDiezal just ends up following the steps of Ninban.
Yes. Ninban is actually being a little bit more proactive here with his tile room.
He'll probably take some damage boosts as he gets to the end.
I mean, I personally just set a bomb on the crystal switch and just let the tiles hit my invincible.
He's not going to take any damage boost. Interesting.
He's doing some iframe boost with the hook shot.
No, but I would have thought he would take the damage so he could die and get back to the front easier.
That would probably make sense, yeah.
That's what I have to do there, is I intentionally tank a bunch of them so that I can just get back to the...
Well,
so I can just die.
Well, these Moldars do like 1 heart each, so won't be that much. There he goes. There's the Death Warp.
And of course, doing in Tile Room costs no time, because you have to sit there for all of them anyway. Yeah, lighting the crystals does not make them twitch. Sorry, Ninban.
Yeah, he's... Unfortunately, the lamp's lighting only is just that. It's lighting.
Yep. Oh no!
Accidentally triggering the star switch there. You actually want to avoid doing that. And is he gonna? Yeah, he's doing this. That is a smart play.
I often leave that switch for the first time. Depends on if he's doing the bomb jump, I guess. Part of it. I often leave that switch because I'm gonna hookshot across, which means I'm gonna fall in anyways.
It looks like he is gonna do the hook shot.
Yeah, so I would have left that switch until this time through.
Oh, it works out for him in the end.
It's fine. Yeah, it's not like the end of the world or anything.
Yeah, and for those wondering why he flipped the switch in the first place, there are like a dozen pots just below the staircase to Troll Dorm. Each one of those has a recovery heart, so he's using that as a safety.
Yeah.
There is another way to heal, and that is in that top narrow pit you see right now on Ninban's screen. It'll drop him down like several floors, but he will eventually get to a fairy fountain. But that takes a lot of time.
A lot of time. And once again, just couch catch. Move right along. Woo! That was close.
Yes, Trolldorm being his usual self. 3 hammer strikes will end him.
Ninban almost took the 2-floor dive.
And because of the way the item distribution is, he has an item!
Oh, no!
And unfortunately, the hearts in those pots do not respawn.
Not until you leave the dungeon.
Yeah, so he will have to use the fairy warps if he wants more health. And even then, I'm not sure those fairies respawn.
That being said, you take very little damage from Moldorm.
Yeah.
Normally, if you're taking damage, you're going off the edge. So you take like a half heart from Moldorm every time he hits you, or a full heart. I can't remember. I think it's full heart for...
Yeah, you take a full heart on green mail. There's the second hit.
Interesting. SDiezal's just going to Dark World.
I mean, that's
I think he got... Did he get the small key, OPT? Got the small key and just said, forget this.
Well, it paid out for him.
Yeah, unless it's a pedestal seed.
I mean, that would be a smart play to check right now. And if I were SDiezal, I would have checked...
You're going far enough to it. You're going close enough to it. You may as well just do it now. Yeah. Given that you don't have mirror yet.
Yeah, I would have entered the forest, went around to check the pedestal, and then...
I still feel like this is faster than going the other way through the forest anyways.
Yeah, because this is a straight shot. And we are getting a pedestal check.
Yep. Not that too many items could be on the pedestal because of the pendant turtle rock, but...
It's a shield.
It's a shield upgrade. We're not going to see that.
Ninban is heading to Hype Cave or Disappointment Cave, depending on what your preference is. I'm going to say it's a Disappointment this time around.
Yep.
Because this cave has not been paying out as I get used to.
Question is, where does Ninban go from here? He may very well loop all the way around. North side.
You can alternatively go straight to the digging game. Oh, yeah. We have Ether there! Interesting. So...
that's not going to be a huge deal.
Maybe it will be, because we have the other... Red over in Thieves Town, and the red crystal and ice. It's actually crystal pipe and ice.
Yep.
Vanilla. But yes, we do have a required crystal dungeon in Mire, which means food is required, Samari is required. And more importantly, one of the medallions is required. We don't know which one yet, so finding that ether could be a huge advantage for Ninban.
I hesitate to call it a huge advantage, because even though Hype Cave isn't so hype anymore, everyone still checks it. Yes. And it's unlikely that... And it's not like anyone really wants to go into Mire until they've checked most locations. So even if we get an early flute, I don't think it's going to turn into any advantage.
Well, you're absolutely right. We're getting the
sorry to take the hype out of that, but it's not going to be one of those locations. It's not the Ice Rock Cave or the Catfish that's going to be that could really mess up a player.
You know what the sad part is though is oh wow, digging up a mushroom at the ding.
They come from the ground. That's not incorrect.
So something else that is a fully realistic scenario here, and one I have seen several times before. We could have Bo inside Turtle Rock.
Yep.
And we're seeing Pendant Thiestown dipped into for Diesel.
Oh yes, I forgot that Ninban hadn't done this. I was wondering why Ninban felt so far ahead. Ninban hasn't done Escape yet.
Which we know is not that lucrative.
Yeah, we know there's pretty much nothing there, including the fact that he's going to go all the way in the dark to get those 3 bombs that are not all that helpful.
And only some ammo from Diesel.
1 item down.
Now, if I get the small key in these early chests, if I didn't have the hammer at this point, I would probably just say, I'm going to gamble that the big chest has nothing, and use that small key to progress. But they have the hammer this time, so they're not going to be doing that. And it doesn't really matter because they didn't find the small key early on.
Yep. Of course, the other gamble that we're waiting for here now at this point is Pod.
Well, Pod is kind of an iffy area.
Ooh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt even more.
Yeah, Diesel has to be careful here as he enters the hellway of Thiestown. A lot of damage you can take here. Navigating it pretty well. A little trouble with these gas bubbles.
Fortunately, the anti-fairy just took itself out of the equation, which makes things a little easier.
Yes.
It's one of the ways you know you're going slow, if that anti-fairy makes it all the way into blocking itself in there, but better slow than dead. The problem right now is any one of these grasshoppers hitting him is a death.
Yes, and he has the hookshot equipped.
But he doesn't have a sword, so he can't slash from the doorway. Well done so far.
20 rupees there.
Good enough.
Which means that we know...
Was that all the items?
No, it's not. But we know for a fact that the small key is in the maiden's chest.
Yes, that we do know.
Now the question is the big key is the last item in there, or is it the compass? Because I'm not sure if we have the compass yet.
I know we're at least 3 items. I didn't know if we were at 4. Cthulhu says 3 items so far. Ninban's gonna go find out there's a shield on pedestal.
Oh, that is also something of note. This is kind of a minor thing, but because a shield's at pedestal, that means if the laser bridge at Turtle Rock is required, they expect you to have some form of invincibility item by the logic.
Yeah.
And
or
there's
Spike Cave. I haven't seen Spike Cave be required in, like, a long time.
Wise choice from Diesel, finding the last item in Thiestown was the 20 rupees, just saying, see it blind and save and quits.
Yeah, he knows that he doesn't need blind. He's not going to get that shield. So he doesn't need the pendant. He knows that 100%.
Yes, we got a pretty average seed here, in all honesty. Not too much trolling these runners. It's just going to mainly be the bow, I think.
Well, the main thing that's trolling these runners is the fact that the item selection isn't the best right now.
Oh, and also we're 40 minutes in without a sword. That also doesn't help.
Yeah. Like, at least we have the hammer. So, you know, we'll take that at least.
Yeah, so...
They could have given us the Titan's Mitts instead of the hammer, and then we'd really be having fun right now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Diesel is getting Ether.
Yeah. Like I said, so Ether wasn't going to be any equalizer in this race.
That will be, though. Hi there, Mirror.
That definitely could be.
Ninban setting up for a bomb jump. Gets
Down the compass.
Yes. So depending on where the second item is in Skull Woods, well, it has to be in this next chest.
Diesel likes living the life on the wild side right now.
Yeah, only at 2 hearts. And will most likely be heading towards, yep, the digging game.
So after this chest, we only have West or East Dark World left, right?
In this chest?
Oh, and Mushroom. After this chest, and Ninban is
no,
checking.
we have quite a bit actually. We have Graveyard Ledge. We have.
Oh, mirror, right? We got the mirror now.
And the last item here is Fire Rod Bocht. Because it's in the Mafia section of the dungeon.
So let's go find out what's on Bumper Cave. Probably.
Diesel is checking Mushroom right now. This should be good. And I actually, no, this is an okay play. I was thinking that maybe he could conjoin that with Catfish and Pyramid checks.
So what's Ninban doing here?
Ninban is checking.
Oh, he hasn't done these yet. He hasn't done some of these yet?
Yeah,
okay.
He went straight into the Thieves Town.
Fair enough.
We're getting a very rare reading of the sign. I'm surprised those signs actually are translated, or at least randomized.
Yeah, I was going to say they're made to be semi-useful information at least.
Yeah.
I know the one outside Bumper Cave literally says you don't need a hook shot.
And wow, that is a really that must have been like a truffle or something, because that was 300 rupees.
Yeah. Supply and demand, there's not many mushrooms around nowadays.
Yeah. And the chess game.
Interesting, we're getting vanilla Zora check.
Yes. More importantly, though, I want to point out that Diesel and Ninban got the exact same payout from the gambling game. 100, then a 50.
Fair enough.
And another 300 at Zora Ledge. As is to say, oh hey, if you buy something from me, well, here, have some money back. Now, I would have, I honestly would have set up fake flippers to check Waterhole Cave at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of surprised about by going the vanilla way up here.
Well, maybe he's expecting flippers here or something.
I felt like he would have been better off after he got the mushroom, backtracking and going into pod from the Flute 5 location.
Yeah, I mean, he could have done this all while also checking Catfish and the pyramid, but just chose not to. Also,
we
got
a spike cave check.
Could be.
Oh, he didn't do Hera at all, did he?
No, he did not.
He did not finish Hera.
I also want to point out that we had a brief view of the Cactuar's Bunny Sprite, which is a small white chocobo. Quack.
Interesting point there, Cthulhu. I don't actually know if Fake Flippers is accessible in that vertical screen transit.
No.
No? Has to be horizontal. Does that have to be horizontal, or is it just that one doesn't like it?
You have to transition on the same frame as you jump in the water.
Yeah, but there's still a screen transition going from the waterfall cave screen to the Zora screen.
If there is a setup for that, it's probably very difficult.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's a vertical screen transition, so I don't know if... And on top of that, even if there was one, most people would just go, hey, why don't you just do the one that everyone already knows?
Yeah.
And the one situation is, oh, well, I've got Mushroom, and want to go check out some stuff. So neither player doing the damage boost here.
Yeah, I think the main thing with doing Fake Flippers is that, from what I've seen, it has to be left to right screen transitions, because that gives you enough movement to make it to the screen.
It very well could be, and that's probably true, because it does change the sound when you're going in there. Because, of course, it's too loud in there for the flute to be heard.
And people were saying this pixely transition on a scrolling one. Keep in mind that there is a Fake Flippers out of Hobo, so that's not the issue, but that is also a left-right.
That's a left-right screen transition, yeah.
So it's probably more so about position and less about...
unless someone's actually tested it, I don't know why we're even arguing this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because it's also such an edge case. Because glitch hunting, yeah, pretty much.
So, Diesel is climbing Hera. We know there's nothing really of an importance up here. And Ninban taking a Death Warp. Possibly to drop the Thief Girl. I don't think he was aware that if you mirror... the Thief Girl actually comes with you, blind.
Yeah.
And it looks like we are getting
Here's the bumper cave check I called for earlier, because I'd forgotten who did what.
Just some bombs.
Yep.
And I would not doubt Ninban checking the mirror ledge next.
Yeah, that's exactly why he'd come here.
So, the items we are missing for Go Mode. We are missing 2 swords. The fighters, then the master. We are missing the bow. We are missing the Cane of Samaria, and we are missing the fire rod.
And the ice rod. Oh, no.
And
rock, right.
Also the flippers. The flippers are absolutely required because of Swan Palace.
Locks, that's definitely not the issue, because you can do a fake flipper just south of Link's house in the from the shallow to deep water.
There's a sword!
There's a sword, indeed.
Nearly 50 minutes in, Ninban has finally found his first sword. Meanwhile, Diesel has taken out Trolldorm. and not getting rewarded that much for it. So that sword is kind of important right now.
Uh-oh, Ninban. Okay, no, that was just a stream freeze. I noticed as soon as I noticed the timer stopped too.
We're having a little bit of technical issues with the restream, folks.
That'll be fine.
Or it might just be on Ninban's side.
Yeah, so we're losing seconds as well. It'll be fine. We'll just focus on Diesel for now.
Yes. But
not quite sure what Ninban's play is here.
Ninban's play.
Oh, he's mirroring. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna go check in the mushroom.
Maybe.
Oh, I think he realizes his stream issues. I just kind of got confused there as a result. Or he was trying to find a way across.
Yeah. I think Randomizer just sort of hugely came to light very recently. Very few randomizers existed before that were of the magnitude that some of these Final Fantasy and Zelda randomizers do, where they let you play the game entirely differently.
Yeah, there's a lot of randomizers out there, not just Zelda, Link to the Past.
I know the Link to the Past one only came into existence, this time last year, I think? Like, the Zelda 3 randomizer has not been out for long in the first place.
Yeah, we're still relatively new. We're finding new logics all the time. And this logic is actually not the best, to be perfectly honest. And it's mainly due to a key lock currently that we have discovered in Palace of Darkness. In which if you use your keys wrong, you could be blocked out from getting the bow.
Yep.
Now, all the runners are aware of this, but due to the tournament rules, I believe, we are not allowed to update the logic until this section of the tournament is done.
That's my understanding as well, yes.
The specific soft lock is if the arrow path on the right side of pod has 2 small keys. You then get into a situation in which you have 5 doors, but only 4 keys available to you.
So if they put the bow or the item leading to the bow in one of the locations, that's either the Dark Maze, the Statue Room, or the Vanilla Big Key Chest, you can only open 2 of those 3 rooms with those 5 keys with those 4 keys that you got.
Yes, because there are a couple of doors along the way. Now, there is technically a glitch you can do called Hammer Jump that'll let you skip one of the key doors, but that is not taken into account by the logic, so it's still pretty bad. But again, all the runners in the tournament are aware of this.
And it's still a very rare lock. I think I've heard it's somewhere in the 1 to 30 to 1 in 90 chance. Yes. And that's if you use the keys wrong. So this is also only a problem if one of the players soft locks because of it.
Yes. I'm not fully aware of the details of it, but in the event there is such an event happens, there are talks of a regame. But again, I do not know all the details of that at this time.
Yeah, logic never requires bomb jumps, only boots bonks.
And meanwhile, Ninban has finished checking Zora, and Diesel's heading back to Dark World. Also, make sure to give these guys a follow. They are putting on a great show for you tonight.
Is Ninban finally doing the pod play?
We might see the Palace of Darkness.
SDiezal won't be upset with what he finds in here either.
No, he's not
No.
in House of Darkness.
Are we just doing a Bombos tablet check? Oh, and
he's at his
Flower Ring.
Yeah, Flower Ring, also known as, or as I call it, the Haunted Grove Ledge.
Yeah.
Which is technically cave, but details.
So is Graveyard Ledge.
And inside...
Come on, don't freeze too long. It's 50 rupees.
Yeah. So a little bit of a fun fact here. This ledge right here on the Haunted Grove. Meanwhile, SDiezal picking up the bomb, or the mirror. If you defeat Aghanim, for some reason there's a landmine there. And it's not there before you fight Aghanim. It's like one of the weirdest little quirks that they've done, and it's not even in a place that's going to be annoying.
Well, I think we're finally getting the pod check.
Yes, I think Ninban is checking pod.
I'm a little surprised that both runners have put it off for this long. Oh no. Where are we going now, Ninban?
Pyramid. Absolutely going to Pyramid.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're currently, if the first chest is not a small key, they're locked.
Well, that's right, but because of the new logic, regardless of the logic problem that we've been talking about, it's still, you can logically get all 5 items without a bow now. Whereas before, at most you could get 2 items without the bow.
Yeah. But again, if the first item chest is not a small key, then the bow cannot be in there because, well, you need the bow in order to get any progress in the dungeon period. Yes, but that it goes both ways, right? Like, I feel like it's one of those things that should have been checked by now, with some of these smaller checks they've been doing, just because of the potential that it has. But hey, I'm not denying that. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they haven't done it, but at the same time I am a little bit surprised that neither player's done it. At this point, this has to have progression in some form. Pretty much, yeah. And say hello to Kiki the monkey. Like, the worst thing... Like, what's always the worst feeling is when you finally do this, and then you find Titan's Mitts in the first chest. Yeah. Although, at this point, they checked out most of the locations that Titan's Mitts would be somewhat relevant. The only place they would have to go is East Dark Death Mountain, in which case they would know, Well, and Ice Palace. No, they can't do Ice Palace yet. They don't have the flippers. Oh, true. They could fake flipper there, but they don't have the flippers. Yeah, not in logic. And it is a small key. Gonna take the death to warp back to the front. Oh, this is more so to heal than it is to warp. Also to refill, yeah, but... If you wanted just to warp, he would have just used this mirror. And yes, I do believe Cthulhu, our tracker, is speaking truly here. They probably are afraid of that bow lock or that key lock situation that could happen. Well, I know, but the thing is that the key lock doesn't fix itself by ignoring it, because it still means that the bow's locked behind pod. I think they were avoiding it in the hopes of full clearing the dungeon. Yeah. But it looks like this might be, at worst, a double dip situation. Just after the last two logics having bow so late in the scene most of the time anyways. There's just so many things that seem weird about avoiding pod to me. Yes. Now, this has to be a small key. Ninban wisely warping. So with that one small key, they can check the dark rooms, the dark rupee room, as well as the 4 turtle room. We have 3 chests that we can check. And if we're supposed to progress further, and if we're supposed to get even further, we should get 2 small keys out of those 3 locations. Or sorry, one could also be in the statue room. He is not setting up for hammer jump.
We do 100 or yeah, I believe we 100% know that there will be a key in one of these three. There's one.
And here's the statue room.
Yep.
And it's the compass. Uh-oh. Now, Ninban is kind of done this in the right way. Because these two are items. Okay, nope. We're not key locked.
Not key locked. 100% not key locked.
Yeah, we're good. Again, folks, the key lock is only going to happen if the right side, the bow path, specifically has 2 small keys. And because we found the 5th small key, that cannot happen.
Do we have the big key?
Yes, we have the big key.
Okay.
That was in actually its vanilla location.
Ah, yes.
Flippers!
Flippers, there they are.
And that put Swamp on the table.
Yep.
And the Fire Rod puts
Okay.
So we have 2 different dungeons in our radar. I think Ninban... I think there's no surprise here. I think Ninban's going to go to Swamp Palace.
Wouldn't be surprised.
They have everything they need to full clear the dungeon, and more importantly, 6 chests of items. And we already have 1 item out of Skull Woods. So just in terms of options, this is the best one.
Yeah. It's always nice to save Swamp for Go mode, but it is also 6 items, so it doesn't make sense to gamble on getting 1 more item when you could look at 6 items.
Yes, and we now know for a fact that this was a forced double dip into pod because we did not find anything that the boat in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Cthulhu's also right. We can also check the waterfall ferry over by Zora now.
Did we not see it earlier? I felt like we did.
No one, neither SDiezal.
No, we wouldn't have seen it earlier. That's right, because we didn't have the moon pearl till really late.
Yes, and SDiezal was the only one to go up to Zora.
Yeah.
But he went there through the long path. And we're getting a Bombos check, also just couch cash, so... Given the fact that there wasn't anything noteworthy in Desert Palace, the book was a red herring.
With the exception of letting us finish Land Molas. So, if the flute is in Fat Fairy, not a red herring.
Ah, yes, you're right. Forgot about that. That was a 5/6 crystal.
Well, actually, sorry, no, it had hookshot. Or what am I saying? Desert had hookshot.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So not at all a red herring, regardless.
Yeah, that was our mistake. 269 locations. It's hard to keep track of every single one. Now the question is Ninban going straight to the back, or is he going to do a full clear route?
I like the straight to the back if you don't get the big key early. Personally. Regardless of your status of Go mode or not.
Well, there's still a few items for Go mode, and speaking of the big key, there it is.
There it is.
SDiezal has to be careful.
So that does change what I say then. I do like I am perfectly fine with doing left side first now that we've had that early on. So what's our strat today? Because we can't sword swing.
It's gonna be boomerang strats.
There we go. Quick note for anyone who doesn't know, you can go to the bottom side of that and throw across the... Like, technically that's probably what Ninban should have done, was gone to the bottom and thrown the boomerang up. But, of course, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It works no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So we are getting a left side check. Meanwhile, Diesel is entering Palace of Darkness.
Once again, there weren't a lot of options left, so... You would hope so.
And once again, has to be careful. Only at 1.5 hearts. Neither one of these runners has found the green mail.
He may very well death warp as well. No, he's not going to death warp.
No, he's not. Ninban, I think, has just been overall faster in checking his locations.
Yeah, Ninban's been faster all along, it seems like.
See what we get here.
Diesel deciding where he wants to go first. He's gonna go forward first, and that's not gonna hurt him.
No.
Well, actually, yes it will. Sorry, yes it will, because he doesn't have the big key.
Yeah. He doesn't have the big key, so he can't get the fire rod. And left side was completely had 2 items, but they were both 20 rubies, so not worth it. And getting some frustration bombs from Ninban.
Interesting they did that, because I would have been more frustrated if it was the compass and map. It's like, oh, well, I could have gone straight forward and just never come here.
Well, that's even worse, because that's 2 items that could have been in progression that he just wasted his time going to get.
That's true, but let's look at it the other way. He would have gotten those items regardless. Almost definitely. If he was willing to do left side, he would have come back to the dungeon and done them anyways.
And getting some more bombs back for the big chest, I might want to add.
Yep. Yeah. We saw you lost your bombs. We packaged them up and put them in. Is that on the Switch? It's not.
No, it's not on the Switch. Ninban, what are you doing? Get back over there and push it out proper. I think there was some frustration tugs there. I couldn't tell. This stream is hiccuping a little bit. Meanwhile, Diesel getting his flippers.
Yep. Let's see if we're getting any progression in Swamp.
We'll see, we'll see.
Have we seen the map or compass yet? What was first chest? There's the map.
I think first chest was, nothing important.
Yeah.
Either way, he's full clearing the dungeon, so we'll get the last 2 items.
Yeah, we'll get to see how long we have to wait to see the last item.
Master Sword! That's...
Timely.
Oh, very timely find. That means he does not have to do menu boss.
Yeah.
Which is he switches between the hookshot and the hammer repeatedly.
Or fighter sword spin strats, which are also just obnoxious.
I would do master spin strats, actually. Just get rid of them.
Sorry, fighter sword. I meant fighter sword spin strats. Fighter sword spin strats are obnoxious. They're doable. You can actually double hit in one spin and kill the puffs. But still obnoxious.
Yeah. Meanwhile, just a couple slashes per puff.
Yeah, Argus has the last item. Or sorry, does Argus have an item? Argus doesn't have an item, does he?
And Teletra is saying that yes, we have unlocked the tablets. Yes, all those couch caches are unlocked.
Yes, yeah, we got access to the couch caches and well, we already knew that it was a shield. That doesn't matter about the sword.
Yeah.
Pedestal's a shield.
We have had the book for a while, so they checked it already.
We have done all the book things.
However, Ninban doesn't know Bombos is 20 rupees or 50 rupees. He does not know what is couch cache. He might check that immediately after finishing here.
Indeed.
But that Master Sword fulfills the requirements he needs to kill Ganon at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Ideally, he would like Tempered Sword or the Silver Arrows.
Or maybe critically, one or the other. I'm not sure of the full competency of both these runners. I know I wouldn't do Master Sword Silverless. Like I would literally go into Ganon, beat him so he tells me where the silvers are, and then go get the silvers. Probably.
And he is blind checking the Bombos tab. We know that this is just money. The larger prize of Couch Cash, though, so not that bad.
Still a full dungeon ahead of Diesel right now.
Yes, and there it is. Was the compass. So where does Ninban go for this? Mafia has to have progression. I think. Wait. Given everywhere we've been, I think it's safe to say that Mafia has our Titan's mitts, or at least that section of the dungeon does.
Something has, yeah, it has something that will let us progress further. Because like Bo, for instance, would give us progression as well.
Ninban never checked the island here. I think that was
Or
only
forgot.
20... Yeah, it's 20 rubies. And Hobo has been checked. That was, I believe, also money. Getting all his flippers checks right now. Oh, but wait. He is not going to see Zora.
Flute wouldn't unlock anything right now, though, because all that Flute would do is let us fly to the 6th location, but that doesn't help us.
Yeah, if we need the access. We need access to the Titan's Mitt.
Titan's Mitts is the big one. It could be Boots, of course, because Boots. There's a couple of Boots locations that we have access to.
Someone pointing out, Diesel has bailed on Pod without getting the fire rod.
I am not surprised about that, because as we noted, he went to the back without the big key.
Yeah, so that'll come back to bite him. He's gonna have to. He's either, depending on where that bow is, he might have to triple dip Pod.
Yep.
And we are seeing the waterfall cave check. First time we're seeing this cave. The boots!
Okie dokie.
And 20 rupees, so there we go. We have our boots, folks. What are those? I don't know.
Yeah, triple dip Pod is pretty common on this logic. Just, this is a little bit different of a case.
And Ninban is immediately checking the bonk locations. Not surprised at all.
Well, I assume he'll check this bonk location, then he will go to Skull Woods.
Uh-oh. I didn't see what it was.
I didn't see it either.
And where is he going?
He's going to Dark World. He doesn't have Titan's Mitts. He can't go to King's Tomb the normal way.
Yeah?
So he should go do Skull Woods, and then he'll leave Skull Woods and go do King's Tomb. Well, depends on what progression he finds in.
Yes. So, the bonk cave is an unknown because of a lag spike on our end.
It's obviously not Titan's Mitts, because if it was Titan's Mitts, he would have gone in the easy way.
And we saw a brief item menu there. I didn't quite see what it was. And getting trapped by the Skull Rock. Alright, he's going into Skull Woods. Makes perfect sense here. Because he's got everything he needs to fight him. Actually, I need to take a closer look at the sprite. Alright. Boing.
Looks like it was probably 10 arrows from what I'm seeing here. Yeah, it was 10 arrows. He got 10 arrows from the bonk chest.
Alright. So we have one more item here in the Skull Woods. He's going to route for Mothfield first, which is a smart play.
Yep, no reason not to do that.
Being a little reckless with the magic is something I don't really like, but he has a blue potion, so it doesn't really matter.
I was about to say, and at least he has Master Sword. Being only on Greymail sort of sucks, but half the damage you're going to take in a moth fight is from the spikes anyways, which don't have their damage mitigated by your mail either. So what's the difference?
The difference is... Got it all. Try to think of something witty, could not think of anything. Diesel about to begin his Argus fight as we have Ninban beginning the fight against the Moth. And looks like not using the fire rod.
He wants to be careful about not... He needs to be careful that he actually does use it before he gets so low that he needs to use the blue potion anyways. It's always one of those catch-22s. Yes, now he has to use the blue potion and he's still at half magic left. Which just feels like such a waste.
No, it's not. I see what he was doing. In the event he died, he didn't want to have all the magic. And there's the cane of Burna. That is the wrong cane they need. Would be helpful if they had to deal with blind.
But it fixes a couple logics.
Yes. Which puts Ice Palace in logic. And...
Well, Ice Palace was already in logic because we have Hookshot.
Well, I mean the spike room.
Yeah, you can Hookshot it. Hookshot's all you need to beat it. You don't need an invincibility item.
I thought they required it for the OKO modes.
No, because the hookshot doesn't take damage from going across the spikes, you can do it with just the hookshot. And you can respawn the spike or the skull by leaving the room. So you can always cross that room both ways with just the hookshot without taking damage.
Yes, but Ice Palace is still locked by mitts.
It's still locked by mitts, yeah.
And at this point,
at this moment, it just opens Spike Cave, but it fixes all the logics that may require damage, such as the Mire, the second chest in Mire as well. And, which is an odd case that no one ever really talks about.
Yeah. And I have to say the Titans just have to be here at the King's Tomb.
Titans pretty much just Titans. There's not a lot else that gives us progression at this point.
The bow does, though!
The bow does. Which means... we can do both. We do Pod and then we do Eastern.
So... you needed the flippers out of Pod to get the bow to finish the dungeon. So it is a forced double dip.
Yeah. Which to be fair, we pretty much knew that as soon as we got the flippers. Because, there's Silvers.
What?
Silver's at Catfish.
And Ninban's heading straight there.
Diesel's gonna get his boots.
Oh boy, we have a race now!
Yeah, the only thing that Diesel's missing is the fire rod now.
Well, Diesel also needs to go pick up that bow from King's Tomb.
Yeah, true. But it won't take him too long to get to there.
And yeah, there they are, the silver arrow upgrade. So, rip any sort of dream you guys had for a long Ganon fight.
Yeah, Diesel will avoid the triple dip on Pod at least.
And you have to assume that Ninban is absolutely going to get rid of Helmosaur King right now, because he can get rid of him and then mirror and get rid of Armos.
Yeah, he's going to do both, guaranteed. That, once again, that's all he has to do right now is those 2 item locations on. I think both are items. I wasn't counting in pod.
And pending the and actually one of the items is on Armos.
Yes, yeah, I know an item's on Armos. I'm not sure if there's an item on Helmosaur.
I think there is. Because unless... Okay, so here's how it... If there is an item on Helmosaur, then we have a situation in which the Titans could be on Armos, and Helmosaur has the flute, and then... I don't know. The... Samari is in Ice Palace?
Anything. Samari could be anywhere, except for in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. And at this point... Yeah, with the exception of... Oh wait, Turtle Rock could have our flute, though. Ooh. Yep. So at this point... If I'm one of these 2 runners, I want to actually see the flute first.
Yep. Yeah, there's no reason to want to see Samaria in the seed until you're down to Mire. Or down to last item, I should say.
Well, if these runners find the flute last, then it's entirely possible that the flute's in Turtle Rock.
Yep.
If they find it before they have Turtle Rock access, then they're good.
Oh, okay. Got there.
Yes. Just a few small misses, just a little impatient there.
I just like doing a Master Sword spin in between the Igors for that, personally. As long as you got at least Master Sword, a spin will kill everything around you. It's actually interesting how different the Master Sword is from the Fighter Sword for those Igor damage.
Yes. And a nice, quick clear of this room. No big deal. And here comes the Armos Knights!
Also, quick note that, of course, he is doing Armos before Helma.
Interesting. Missing a few shots. Gets to clear
Heart
and
container.
It's... Vanilla heart container. Come on.
Quote unquote vanilla.
Oh, they're not... They're universal as far as the logic is concerned.
It wasn't Sank Heart.
Yeah, that's the only unique heart container. But at this point, given the fact they still haven't found a male upgrade,
Diesel's gonna be a little mad at himself when he doesn't find the big key in here.
Yeah, well, Diesel does know where the big key is. 5 rupees on this chest. And there's the singular small key. So
there is an item on Helmosaur.
Yes, and at this point, it has to be the Titans commits.
Yep.
It's the only item that gives them progression.
Yep.
And it's progression to, regrettably, a full clear of Ice Palace.
Yep. Well, you could check Mire if you wanted to. But there's not a lot of reason to go check Mire before you do the Ice Palace.
Check Mire with what flute, sir?
Oh, right. Psh, you don't need flute.
No, this is no major glitch. This, as far as this logic is concerned, the rules are they are not allowed to do major glitches. So, wrong warping is not allowed.
Yeah, you could do Dark Death Mountain with the Titan's Mitts as well, true.
Oh yeah, that's also another place it could be. But regardless, the one item they need right now is mitts, and it has to be on Helmasaur King. And it looks like we'll get
Unless we're
confirmation.
missing another item location, because I sort of forgot that neither player had done Catfish, and we've been calling things based on that, on being last location. Catfish has been open since we had Dark World access. We had Hammer the whole time.
Nope, it's...
Now, obviously, it's not Catfish now, but I'm just saying, like, they've had access.
The only other location that it could be is Magic Bat. But that's if Helmasaur has the powder.
Right.
There is no other way that... No matter what, Helmasaur will lead to the Titan's Mitt.
Well, Spike Cave is actually another location that they have access to in Logic right now.
Yeah, but do you really think it'll be at Spike Cave? Let's be honest here.
It could be anything.
It's right there.
There's the Titan mitts. Boo!
And clean kills from both runners.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Diesel still doesn't know where that fire rod is.
Yeah, so we'll see what Diesel does right now. Diesel is going to Armos Knights.
Oh no. So if you're Ninban, do you go to Ice Palace here? And hope that the flute's there?
Berna was on Mothula for the question in chat there.
And Diesel once again, someone in chat pointing out, did not pick up the fire rod.
Yep. We'll see if he decides to we'll see if he decides to do it afterwards. He probably won't though, not with the Titan's mitts.
No. And it's way too early to call right now, unfortunately. Ninban is going into Ice Palace. This is probably the most sound play.
This is the play that most runners will make in this dungeons first look with the dungeons first mentality.
Yes. And once again, folks, we ideally would like to see the flute before Samaria, because that means Turtle Rock could have our flute otherwise.
Big key.
Starting with the big key.
So we're gonna have to bomb jump 100%. That would have been sort of the one situation where Samaria would actually be sort of nice to see in the first chest there, letting you potentially just not do the bomb jump depending on your style.
Someone asking, is fire 100% need for Skullwoods? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The final section in the back, you need the fire rod to open up the door to the final area where Mothula resides. Matter of fact, the fire rod is actually the dungeon item of Skullwoods in vanilla.
You also need it you also need to light one of the torches. I believe. I don't think there's you might be able to like bomb jump that or something silly like that to light the torch. But I think that would require a double bomb jump under time restraints.
Yeah, not exactly the most ideal thing.
Well, actually, I guess you'd start with that one. What you would do is you'd bomb jump across, start with that. But yeah, no, you'd already you have the fire rod. You can't get there without the fire rod, so it's an irrelevant conversation.
And unfortunately, Diesel's going to lose a little bit of time here.
Yeah, Diesel having to use Bombos is going to lose some time as well.
Yes, because while it does let him get through these Freezors, the animation is pretty long on Bombos.
Nice bomb strats there.
Yes. Pretty easy to set up. And without a small key, they cannot go right side. I'm honestly surprised they didn't go check that side first. As far as we are aware, yes, OTB Lawyer, our restreamer, by the way, he did not get it.
He never found he didn't go to Vanilla Big Key location or the pit before going to back the first time. And the second time he just went straight right side all the way to Helma.
Our first item, by the way, is a piece of heart. And Diesel has to be careful here.
This is really interesting because this also means you can't do the bomb jump without some form of a heal.
There's a heal right there.
Yeah, well, it still means if he fails the bomb jump, he dies.
Oh, he has a fairy. He's fine.
He's got a fairy. Okay.
He caught that back in piles of darts. I remember that much.
Right.
Calanteras, the bomb jump is kind of specific, but entirely doable. Oh! Diesel has that fairy, but did not probably want to use it there. But yes, if you guys are interested in learning the bomb jumps that these runners are doing, there are tutorial videos out there. If you are interested.
Ice Palace bomb jump has a number because of the fact that it's also used in no major glitches. So it's more widely used. There's some bomb jumps that are a bit harder to find the video for because they're not used in the standard speedrun.
Actually, I know of one that has almost a near complete compilation of them. It's one of GamerCal's videos, actually. Another one of the runners. Magic powder! Oh my goodness, we have a fetch quest!
A fetch quest to go with our escort quest.
Yes. That's right, the blacksmiths are still on the table now.
Yep.
And this could be our third item. Nope. Because of the key distribution, it's on Cold Stare.
Yep. Well, and because that's the only chest left. Chest, quote-unquote.
So we will more than likely see the Bombo strats. And yeah, that right there is what Ninban is, why you do the bomb jump, is so you can get that block pushed down. Otherwise, you have to do the huge roundabout puzzle, and no one likes that. I believe it was so annoying that in the GBA version, I heard they took it out.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. Because the ice physics weren't bad enough. Decent fire rod shots going off.
Yes. Slaying one of the eyes. Missing
No
the final
more
shot. Now these eyes moving somewhat.
And blue potion and more fire rod probably.
Yes. Fire rod is probably the safest way.
Well, it's also faster because of Master Sword.
Yes.
Because
Tempered Sword!
Hi, Tempered Sword.
Alright, so that cleans up the Ganon fight, and by the logic standpoint, they now have the minimum requirements to beat Ganon. The Silvers and the Tempered Sword.
To be fair, by the time you get to Ganon, you can get to every item on the map. Period.
Yes. So
I always laugh at anyone who says this is the requirements for Ganon, because you can you could argue that Red Mail Riot Shield Butter Sword is required for Ganon. It's not untrue.
no, but as far as the logic is concerned for any runner, silvers and tempered at the very least. You can do it masterless. You can do it with the Master Sword. You can do it silverless. But the logic expects you to have both, to not have to do either or.
I'm not sure the logic is specifically programmed to do either, because the logic just makes sure you can access every item in the game at some point. As long as you can access every item in the game, then by the time you get to Ganon, you can have any set of items.
I suppose that's also true. We're having a bomb check, though, from Ninban. Cannot run with the boots while carrying this bomb, otherwise the fuse will light.
Not without a little hookshot glitch, but there's no good ways to execute the hookshot glitch in the path that you're taking.
And he can't jump off ledges either with the bomb, which is why the hammer is required. And getting back to that niche instance I said earlier in the cast in which Aghanim could be required for bomb, the only other way to get the big bomb over to the pyramid is through the gate. And there's Samaria! Oh no!
Time to do some Dark Death Mountain and hope we find the flute.
Yes. The flute can be in Turtle Rock now.
It's on Death Mountain. That's all we know. Whether it's in Turtle Rock or
it could be. I'm going to correct you here.
Smiths. Right, Smiths.
The Smith route has not been checked.
Yep.
And we know flute is required because of Meyer. So the question is, what medallion is Turtle Rock? I think if you're Ninban, you don't want to see anything. You want to see Quake there.
Yeah. Quick note, Carissa. You're largely correct, but you need Samaria for that to be true. If you have Samaria, the bomb jump is not all that helpful if you're full clearing. But if you don't have Samaria, you definitely want to do the bomb jump.
Yes, because it'll just cleans it up nicely. Because Samaria just straight up breaks the puzzle in Ice Palace to begin with. And
because if you don't have Samaria yet, and Ice Palace thinks you can get Samaria by that point, it may have even put a key on Cold Stare, which would then make it incompletable without either Samaria or the bomb jump. You would need one or the other.
Yes. 20 rubies in the hookshot cave. 3 bombs. A bomb booster. And hey, we got a semi-frozen cactuar. Finally, a male upgrade.
Yep. Just in time, too.
And we have Ether. So Hype Cave was actually Hype Cave.
Yep. As it stated at the beginning of the seed, it wasn't going to be a deal breaker, which obviously came true because both players found it well before they needed it. But it's nice that it's always nice when Hype Cave actually has required items.
Yes, we don't know what the medallion requirement for Ice Palace is though. So
for Meyer, I don't know how Ice Palace got in there.
Meyer, sorry. I get my dungeons mixed up sometimes. But here we go, entering Pendant Turtle Rock. We're hoping for an early bow.
He checked Hookshot Cave. Hookshot Cave had the blue mail, among a bunch of other junk.
So there's a lot of bows. Yes, there we have the bow. It's in. It was at King's 2.
Yeah, here's Diesel's chance to catch up. Is if the flute is somewhere along this escort quest. So we have four locations that we're gonna check right now. So we're gonna check the smiths, the chest, the hammer pegs, and the magic bat.
Yes, all we are missing. Oh, I said an early foe. Oh, I'm used to that happening. My bad. I meant flute. I've had several seats with which it has their hello.
Hi, Buttersword. That's fairly boring, but hey, we'll have butter for Ganon.
Buttered pork. And quick note here: we have not checked the magic bat either. I don't think.
Nope. We'll see that probably right here. Yep. Let's see. We'll see 4 new locations with this. We've already seen 2 of them. Here comes the 3rd.
And someone's pointing out Cactuars in FF5. I played Final Fantasy V. I haven't seen a Cactuar yet. Heart piece. Oh boy. And speaking of Chocobos.
Hello, Chocobo.
It's a little white one.
Now for the last chance for Diesel to make a catch-up play.
Yes. Otherwise, he's just wasted a lot of time. And this race will be pretty much in Ninban's to lose.
Although if this is the Ice Rod, it could be a catch-up as well.
Oh, you're right, because that means that Trinex could have the flute. It's not!
He needs to go back to Pod. Not going back to Pod.
Oh, you're right, because he needs the Fire Rod.
Yeah, Fire Rod's in big chest in Pod.
And it looks like we might have it on Laser Bridge.
Say that before the big chest even. Jeez, what are you doing?
Well, I knew that was gonna... Oh, it was most likely a key.
Yeah.
But yes, folks, these runners have been putting on a good show. Make sure to give them a follow. They deserve it.
And suddenly we're into Final Fantasy everything all of a sudden.
Yes.
Thanks, Cactuar.
And there's Quake!
Hi, Quake.
Which means the flute is in here, and Ninban is pretty much in go mode. Because we've pretty much determined the... Oh wait, the flute could be in one location.
Spike Cave?
Spike Cave. Oh wait, what if it... Here's
or Ice Rod in Spike Cave.
And it's on Trinex.
And it's on Trinex.
Oh boy.
And Diesel might check Spike Cave before he goes into TR.
Yeah, just a bomb bag upgrade.
I'm not sure that he will, but he could. 3 ducks. Yes. Diesel has done the Smith quest.
Yes.
So Diesel is not doing this yet.
And I think Ninban is getting the safety. I do not blame them.
We also have the possibility here for shovel into ice rod into another item.
Oh, that's disgusting. But Diesel cannot get deeper in with the fire rod, which is in the big chest of Palace of Darkness. There's the flute! We have a go vote on Ninban! Ninban is in go mode, an hour and 46 minutes in almost. So he'll be getting that online and he'll be heading straight to Meyer. And because we have all 3 medallions, we don't care what the medallion was.
Yep.
They found bombos in, I believe, the Thieves' Hut.
Ice Rod could still be anywhere, just like Ice Rod always can be anywhere. Like, at this point, we now know that Ice Rod could literally be anywhere except for on Trinex.
Yes. And get your swag chest in the chat, folks, as the bird is being released. So just a quick recap of where all the medallions were. Not that we need them. We just found Quake rather, in Turtle Rock. Ether, the medallion you need to get into Turtle Rock, was found in Hype Cave, and Bombos was here in Kakariko Village. I forget exactly where.
Nice full magic refill by Ninban there.
Yeah, taking that into account.
Yep, time to get a potion or two, I guess. Oh yeah, we're ditching the ferry and getting a potion.
Yes.
SDiezal's being confused about where he can go.
Diesel is indeed confused. He has forgotten the big chest in
I'm surprised we're not seeing a spike cave, unless he did do it and I forgot. Maybe that's what he's doing now.
I don't know what he's doing. And Hype Cave, living up to its old name, it was required for both dungeons.
That's one way to do it.
Diesel realizes that he is missing the ice rod, but he doesn't know where it is.
The fire rod.
The fire rod, yeah.
There's one more location for Diesel to know how to do.
And he has to go back to Palace of Darkness, and it looks like he might be heading there. Meanwhile, Ninban is working his way through.
He missed the fire rod in Pod Big Chest Plagued one.
Yes, he missed the fire rod, which is in the big chest. And hey, we finally have a shield for the Cactuar. Not that Cactuars need shields, they're already evasive little pests.
Maybe?
No,
he wanted to save and quit. Not Catfish. Catfish had silvers.
Yes, unfortunately. He's double checking the witch, I think.
Well, what are we doing, Ninban? Are we doing cutscene room, or are we going for what I assume is the map chest? I don't actually know what that chest is. The right side room. We're going for cutscene. Oh, okay, we didn't even do this one yet. Well, yeah, this one first.
There's a piece of heart.
That's both items. Not that it really matters.
The pedestal, I believe, was,
Pedestal is a shield.
Yeah. So not required. OTV Lawyer, the flute was in the very last chest of the Lasers Bridge.
Well, here's the location that I was surprised that Diesel didn't do earlier.
Yes, we are now seeing the walk on the Spike Cave.
Decent chance this is another shield or another mail upgrade.
Taking a red potion there, because he was checking Spike Cave. Alright. And it's just 10 arrows.
It's just 10 arrows.
I feel for Diesel, unfortunately. It's always that one item location.
And unfortunately, not even the first time for Diesel in the tournament that this has happened to him.
Yes.
Although last time I think it was because he didn't know how to do the location with what he had. He had an issue with the graveyard ledger on an earlier race in the bracket round.
Right, that was the race I commentated. I forgot about that.
Were you part of the four-way madness?
No, I commentated the rematch.
Oh, okay.
That's wonderful. I was wondering before the stream started why that name sounded familiar. But I know Diesel is defiant. He will not give up until he is absolutely stumped. Meanwhile, Ninban has found the big key. Cthulhu is wondering why he needed a rematch. Because both racers...
So it was two 1v1s. And one pair both forfeited and the other pair finished.
Yes, and Diesel was part of the group that pair that forfeited. Birna is never required Neo Ash.
Well, it's required by logic very frequently, but very rarely do we actually care that it's required by logic.
Yes, and it's mainly because all the logic checks for in some areas is a way of invincibility, so you don't take guaranteed damage. It only really matters if you're playing OKO mode, though.
The big one is the Meyer spikes. You need to have the Caper Burna to do those Meyer spikes chest.
But I'm going to cut you off here for a second here because Ninban has collected all 7 crystals, and now it's time for the game we know so well.
Yep.
Would you care to explain it?
Well, everyone, there are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower that can hold the big key. Correction, 21 and a torch. But anyways, 22 locations. Everyone, get your guesses in on which location it will be. We will, of course, be following Ninban's ordering for this guessing game. So if you would like to guess a specific location, feel free. But numbers are, of course, the more fun way to do this.
Yes. I'm going to say compass chest for mine. I usually say that one.
And I'll go with number 8, which hasn't even been taken yet, so even better.
Yes, compass chest for me, depending on if it's a right side or a left side, it's 6 or 21 respectively.
Oh, I lied. One person took 8.
It's alright. It's all good fun here. And, But yes, for those wondering what I mean by compass chest, it is the one chest on the right side that opens the holes.
Yeah. Typically the one that everyone will grab fourth in that room because it opens the holes.
Diesel is still lost, unfortunately.
Basically, Wolfling's guess is a combination of 6 and 20 and 21.
Yes, depending on the order that they are checked.
I guess there's also Dark Magician strats that could throw that off as well, but...
Yes. And
we have a
small
key.
And we are going right side.
Well, and that's the thing, Elm, is I don't know how many times that chest is logically required. That's a completely different question. Interesting little thought experiment to pull out would be to ask how often is an invincibility item technically required for Meyer?
Well, depends. Again, it's mainly if you're doing the OKO mode.
Well, I know, that's why I say technically, but I still say technically
There's
required.
big key in chest number 3.
Chest 3 indeed. Hey, look, a fire shield.
And the magical boomerang.
Yep. No small keys, so we have to go through to here.
Yes, just grab this one small key, and that is just purely to make sure we get up there. And to the person who guessed 3 first, oh, what's the prize? Let's see here. Here you go, a list of accepted memes in the Link to the Past Randomizer community. There you go. I would have to print it out. I don't actually have it physically.
Diesel is looking at his map in confusion. There's a strat I haven't seen for the mimics in a long time.
Corbin is asking where the fire rod is. It is in the big cheek chest and pod, which he skipped. Unfortunately for him.
The big chest.
Yes.
Not the big key chest. The big key chest had the big key, which obviously he got. I didn't see him getting it, but obviously he got it because he's beaten Helmasaur.
In non-OKO, Carissa, Fear is only required if you cannot find the magic cape to do the job for it. The spike chest and Meyer, what does it usually contain? Good question.
Are we talking about vanilla or are we talking about in rando? 'Cause if we're talking about in rando, it does normally contain a small key just due to the logic for progressing in Meyer.
I think it's vanilla.
But I have no idea what it has in vanilla.
I want to say it's
Yeah, that's the other thing. It does assume that you use keys as poorly as possible, which does change a lot, especially in Meyer.
I think in vanilla it's just another small key.
That's actually what, like, Meyer has... I don't know Meyer's logic well enough because it's not really necessary to know it most of the time. Because there is that logic that will put a small key on Vitreous depending on item placements. Due to not having enough small keys, so if you open the door north, you might actually have to go to, like, Vitreous early and stuff like that. To get another small key to actually finish the dungeon if you use your keys poorly enough, but I don't know the details.
Lightyear is confirming that it's a small key in vanilla. My completionist casual knowledge is coming into play. And Diesel is just checking this location once again. He knows he needs the fire rod.
Yeah. He's just double checking that's his key door, and he's like, yep, it's a key door.
Send him your energy, folks. I want him to finish. I really do.
I like how much of a conversation I've created about whether invincibility item is required for Meyer.
I suppose it's kind of an interesting subject here. Just like how I'm kind of interested in seeing what they would do with the fortunate tellers and the storytellers.
Oh no, Ninban.
They're gonna fall there.
I don't think that really helps you reset the room at all, Ninban, but okay. Maybe that does turn off the fire. I don't think it did, though. I think that was just because of how long the screen transition took.
No, he reset the room.
Well, no, but I don't think resetting the room turns off the fires.
I think it does. I'm not sure.
That's sort of why you'll get random sounds when you're in next rooms. You'll hear doors opening and closing after you do after you do lamp rooms, because the lamps are turning off and the doors are shutting.
And Diesel is rechecking the locations. I feel for him. Seriously, send your energy in. Chat, send him your energy. I want him to finish.
And the problem is Diesel can't even know. Well, he can know. He should be able to know, but anyways. Depends on... Once you get this far, it sort of comes down to... You know. Bumper cave requires cape. Period.
Yeah,
there's taking the full magic refill.
Interesting.
He's got, I think, 2 blue potions.
1 blue potion. He has to find a second bottle, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay. I thought they had a second bottle for some reason. Yeah, the logic doesn't track hearts because the logic is assumed it works for OHKO on the same seeds.
And here we go. It's time to fight Aga 2 on Ninban's end. And Diesel is venting some frustration.
Yeah, I expect we'll probably see a forfeit once we get a dot done. Not what you want to see, but I think in a case where you're still relatively far from completing the steed when your opponent dot dones, right? He's still got another, 40 minutes probably, even if he went immediately where he needed to go.
Well, Ninban has defeated Aghanim 2, and it's time to fight the pig.
Yep.
And with Buttersword, this will be a very quick and easy fight. You have no issues here. And that's a new quote from Ganon. I didn't quite fully read it.
I'll catch it on the restream. I've got the restream open. Let's see. Now there was a time when you loved me so. I couldn't do wrong, and you need to know I didn't catch the very last part of it.
I think I saw something about how do you like me now? So I'm going to assume that's the song quote. And we're already in phase 3. This race is all about done.
Yeah, Carissa, the only time an invincibility item is 100% required for a non-OHKO is for Cape for Bumper Cave. And maybe an invincibility item for Spike Cave if you don't have any bottle. Those would be the only 2 times where invincibility items are 100% required.
Oh, and then
that'll be a double
wisdom.
If needed. Don't even need a double.
And that's it. Ninban has won this race. And we have an official SRL time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 36 seconds. And
GG
right after...
Ninban.
And GG Ninban and Diesel has immediately forfeited from the race. We shall see about an interview.
And sorry, Key Paladin, you're right. Cape Frago 1 is the other place where one of the invincibility items is acquired outside of being invincible.
Alright, we shall see about getting our winners here for an interview. A winner in here for an interview. Congratulations on your win, Ninban.
Thank you.
So yeah, you were pretty much leading the entire time. So did you feel behind at any point?
Yeah, when I was nearly out of overworld places, when I was searching for titans and all that stuff, the bow too, I felt behind.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at how long both of you put off Palace of Darkness in this seed.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I should have gone there sooner. Still.
You were still the first one into pod. Don't get us wrong.
Oh,
And
great,
Diesel,
yeah.
welcome to the call, Diesel. Sorry about your loss there, man. That was a rough seed for you. Would you like to know where you messed up?
You also just muted your mic, I think, Diesel.
Yeah, I had to fix it.
So, Diesel, would you like to know where you messed up?
Yeah.
Fire Rod was in the big chest of Palace of Darkness.
I never checked that chest.
You never
No,
checked that chest.
That's
'Cause
the
you didn't-
second time I've done that. God.
You didn't get it the first time through, and then you just got the big key to go to Helmasaur the second time.
Oh god, that hurts. I'm sorry. Still GG.
GG. That's the second time I've done that, man.
Yes.
That really sucks.
Yeah, it does really suck.
Wow.
And that would have led you to that going to Turtle Rock was absolutely the right play because not only was the third medallion there, not that it was required because Meyer was Ether, but the flute was at Laser Bridge.
Bottom chest.
I knew whatever we needed was going to be in T-Rock, but as soon as that first chest was the compass is when I was, like, completely stumped. And I knew I forgot something.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunate, but sometimes that's how the seeds treat you.
This was one of the worst seeds I've ever played.
Yeah,
Like,
not
I
exactly.
agree.
And the beginning was terrible. Like I can go on and on how bad this seed was. This was legit one of the worst.
I was
seeds
saying,
I've ever
at
played.
least the seed gave you a hammer instead of Titan's Mints.
Yeah.
And I'll also add this: at least the seed was
Although-
also not forced Aghanim or Pedestal.
Although, granted, the not having Titan's Mitts made it worse in the long run, but in the early game, they'd given you Titan's Mitts instead of Hammer for Dark World access. You had been running around without any real damage for forever.
Yeah, exactly. And the hammer early was alright, at least we got a weapon now. And it gave us our Dark World access, but from there I didn't get a sword until an hour in, and that was a super pain.
Yes, you and Ninban pretty much found the same first sword. That being the one at Graveyard Ledge.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah,
There was a
this-
Master Sword just before Argus, the Temple Sword on Coast there.
And the
And,
Butter Sword was in Gannett as somewhere
Rock.
else.
It
It
was in the
was
Chain
Chain
Chomp
Chomp chest.
Yeah. And we know where both of the shields, all the three shields were because Ninban, you found the other two shields. The only thing we didn't
Yep.
know where it was the third tunic, along with the ice rod and the shovel and the cape. And of course the other three bottles, which I assume were all on left side.
Two of the bottles.
Two of the bottles?
There was a bottle in Spectacle Rock.
Oh, right. Also, I want to ask something here. Do you think Vitor blessed your run? Or cursed your run?
It just did because the B didn't work when I wanted to do it at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Dave
saw
did-
that dumping, and then it went and attacked the bird statue instead.
Yes. But more importantly, the fact that it was a gold B. Just the VTOR B. But we do technically have someone to blame for this one this time. Thank you, Willer, for the seed. But yeah, I kind of say, as much as the seed trolled you guys, this is still a pretty good run. It could have been a lot worse. Like, you could have had to deal with Aghanim or the pedestal this run, just on top of everything you had to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Aghanim died pretty early, how early the hammer was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
We're like, oh look, well, the only way we're doing Egg now is if Moon Pearl's on the pyramid. And that was just so unlikely when you had access to all 3 of the Light World dungeons.
Yeah. But you're not out yet, Diesel. You are not out yet. You still have a game 2 to come back.
Yeah, we'll do that Sunday.
Yes.
Oh, you're doing back-to-back if you need to, are you?
Yes.
Yes.
And while we're at it, let's also mention some other races on the schedule here. Let me just get it pulled up. As far as tonight goes, we have one more race coming up at 11 here tonight between Lightyear and Bad Moon Z. And you will have our restreamer OPT Lawyer on comms for that match. So that'll be good. Meanwhile, over on the main tournament bracket, I need to look for the right date here. Coming up in just 15 minutes will be Ben Teasy and Farame on Speed Gaming 2.
And at midnight, you'll have Amazing Ampharos versus Elminster RTA on Speed Gaming the Original.
Yeah, so stay tuned, guys. You have a little bit more randomizer coming your way. Make sure to follow all of the Speed Gaming channels, and more importantly, our runners here for putting on such a good show.
Yeah, SDiezal and Ninban putting on a show. SDiezal learning more than he wants to learn in this tournament, I think.
Yeah, a little bit too much. Like I cannot believe I did that again. This is literally the second time I've done this.
And then the Graveyard Ledge.
And then the Graveyard Ledge. And I remember that, like, now, and it didn't have... Well, it had the sword, but... Like, I don't know what... Like, I did the early bomb to pod Big Chest, like I usually do. And maybe that's what it is. Like, maybe I need to stop early bombing that wall, because I think I check it or something. I don't know. But this seed would just send us in circles so much that... It constantly makes you think, like, every second of the seed, and your brain is fried by hour, in 10 minutes in. So
yeah, you really have to be on your A game for some of these seeds.
My brain was completely fried by the time I got the pod. Like, I was just so over everything.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah.
I
Let's
think
think of something.
I think that about wraps it up for us here, though.
Yep, I will see you guys on Sunday.
Yep, we'll be looking forward to that game 2, and hopefully a game 3 in which you can come back and potentially win this.
Yep, absolutely.
See you Sunday.
I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, I won't be around for the very start of the match, but I'll be around at some point.
Yes. So, from us here at Link to the Past Randomizer, I've been Wolfling0370.
I'm Spiffers the Grand.
And from OTV Lawyer and our tracker as well,
Catula89.
Yes, we shall all see you next time, and thanks for watching. Later, folks.